to cut down the fouls. They're going to call it that way the whole way, and consistent with it, which they have been in the 3 games. We're gonna have to adjust. So I think we did, and we continue to. Aaron and Talib both obviously couldn't play. Talib was suspended for the 1 game. He'll be back next game, and Aaron, I think I mentioned during the week, was not able to play because of his mom, and we anticipate him being back. But obviously we're thinking about her. Talked to him today, and we'll check in with him tonight too as well. So we anticipate him being back with us here shortly, and we need him as well. So that's behind us, Talib's situation, and we move on. And obviously Derek did a great job for us today, and Michael, and it was good to get some guys out there and play. And the 2 guys that kind of stick out to me are because we still haven't seen them. You guys haven't seen them play as well as I think they can, and that's Jamel Artis and Chris Jones. You saw a little better, a little more out of them tonight, but I still think those guys are going to give us good minutes, and they've given us good minutes during practice. So we look forward to watching them get better and more comfortable. But other guys, pretty much everybody else was in double figures, and I thought played well, played unselfish. Could have handled it better, I thought, as far as some turnovers in the second half, just trying to. Got sped up with the constant traps, constant pressing, but that's what they do. And it's the first game of the year. We've got to do a better job with that. So, but happy with our unselfishness, our passing. Lamar really starts with him. I thought his passing early in the game was tremendous. Got a lot of open looks, and he did a lot of things in 21 minutes. 11 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. I think he's done a great job leading us, and I think it's a real good place to start with. So. Real happy with him.
Coach, with Randall's performance today, would that give him an opportunity to get more longer looks at center?
Well, I mean, he's there. He's missed 1 exhibition. He's one of our guys. I mean, that's for sure. There's no question. I mean, we got to. I think we're going to get good production out of that spot. I really do. And with Talib and Derek, and Talib's our leading rebounder and scorer in the 2 exhibition games, and then obviously Derek played well in the 1 that he played in, and I think he'll continue to play better here as we go forward. So he missed about 10 days of practice too as well, so catching up in that regard. But yeah, he's a good rebounder. He's got pretty good hands, and he finishes better than probably anticipated, and so that's good to see. And it's just still trying to get our defensive philosophies, as all those big guys are, trying to get our rules and techniques and all those things down. So it's a constant battle we'll be working on it tomorrow.
Was Talib's one of those eligibility snags that have been?
No, it's just a team rule thing. So it's just didn't do the right thing.
You had 7 guys playing in their first game tonight. Were you kind of feel they were? It didn't seem like a lot of them.
Yeah,
played
I mean,
like
we can't point to it. We're going to be, most guys would come in here and the first thing they've been saying all fall that how young we are in this. I've never done it, and I'm not going to start this year. We're not going to, I'm not going to allow them to have excuses. We've got to learn from our mistakes, and we've made plenty of them, and we made plenty tonight. So we got to get better for it. But we're unselfish, and we really have taken. Last game we talked about playing more patient defensively, not raising up much shot fakes, which was so bad in the first game. And then we talked about playing off of 2 feet, playing stronger. This time it was about rebounding. Rebounding on the defensive end was our big emphasis, and obviously we did a much better job in that area. That was a concern of ours. And so we did that. We addressed that. We seem to have addressed things. The other thing we emphasized on the offensive end was moving screens. We had 5 offensive fouls in the last game, moving screens. And so this game we were limited to 1, and that was probably more so the ball handler's fault than the screener. So we really emphasized that this past week as far as setting screens the right way and not having to move. If you make the guy go around you, you've done your job. You don't have to have contact with him. So so improvements, little things, but those are 5 turnovers that we didn't have. We had plenty in other areas, but that's something that they do, and you're going to make them. And over time, I thought we could have handled it a little bit better, though.
Gene, when the whistles weren't being blown, were you pleased with what you saw offensively in terms of ball, shot selection?
I thought we were a little stretch end of the first half, early in the second, where we just kind of the way they were guarding some ball screens, we kind of played into their hand and showed a little bit of impatience. I think we could have. we talked about getting, not settling on some shots, and I thought we took some guarded shots, but that was it. But otherwise, pretty good. And as I thought, the last 10 minutes, 12 minutes, it was good too in the second half. But early on, very good offensively. I think we could all obviously got off to a good start, and we were getting layups, we were getting open looks, and playing the way we want to play.
Lamar had 7 assists. I know James is a pretty good distributor. What does that do for the offense when you have somebody else that can?
Well, I mean, I think it's a strength of ours. We have very good passers on the perimeter. I think Lamar, obviously, we're going to run similar. I think similar to Brad, and he was high assist guy last year. I mean, similar to Brad, he almost is a point forward. I mean, he's playing the 2. He plays the 1 in practice. He plays 3. He plays 4 spots. And we almost had him at the 5 today in the first half when we had everybody out. But he's playing 4 spots for us, and I anticipate him playing 3 pretty much on a regular basis in the games. And it's I usually don't like to do that, but he has a great he's one of the smartest guys we've ever had here and understanding stuff, and I think he likes it. And then it gives us opportunity to put him at different spots and use him in different sets. So as a playmaker, and I wouldn't be surprised, that if he does lead us in assists, as a 3, 4, whatever you want to call him, 2. I mean, he's going to play all 3 spots on a regular basis in games, from what I can tell right now.
I know this might not be the level of competition that we'll see the team play over the course of the season, but from the perspective of having replaced basically half your statistical production in points and rebounds from last year, are there any encouraging early signs today from the group of newcomers that guys playing for the first time that scored almost half your points?
Yeah, no, I mean, I've been saying we've got good freshmen, and I think everybody knows that they are, and we've got a transfer that I think is going to be a good player for us, and obviously had a double-double, so can't complain about that. But I think. Like I said, I think the 2 other guys, Chris Jones and Jamel Artis, are better players than what you've seen. And gosh, that first 5, 6 practices, Chris Jones was as good as any player we had, and he hasn't shown it in the scrimmages or in the exhibition games for whatever reason. Jamel had some good the scrimmages he played pretty good in, but now he's been hitting with foul trouble and can't get a rhythm. But he played better in the second half, and that was good to see. And I think we've got experienced guys, 4 of them. And then we've got, young guys, and I could sit here and, give you the speech and, we give you all the excuses, and, then you guys would be, give me a hard time, and I don't want you to do that. So, there's no excuses. These guys got to be ready to play. We're going to play some freshmen. Luckily, I have confidence in them.
Coach, were you running a matchup zone there in the first, or were you just?
No, we zoned some OBs. And we were trying to get a couple times, and thought about using some more zone, but we did a little bit of trapping in some areas. So we're trying to be aggressive again and force more turnovers, which we are doing and have been doing, and we're pretty good at transitioning from defense to offense. So that's our reason for doing it. But we will be playing more zone. I mean, if the fouls continue, I think that's what they're. I think that's what's going to end up happening. I mean, just like putting the 3-point line farther back. They thought that would open up the game. No, it just means people are going to play more zone, and I think this is what's going to end up happening too. So, unintended consequences are headed this way, and it's not going to help in higher scoring. I mean, it's just zone takes more time and uses up more clock, and that's just how it's going to be. So I think that's where it's headed. I mean, that's where we're going with this.
So you think they're serious? This isn't like a November thing?
They look serious, I think. Yeah, I think they are. I think they're more serious about it, yeah. Did you ask them?
No, they were unavailable for comment.
All right, anything else?
Yeah, I think they're really gonna try to do it. I think they are. I think they're gonna stick with it. We'll see though. The games keep going longer and more guys are sitting on the bench. We'll see if that continues.
TV's not gonna like that either.
Those 2-hour time slots, they can only fit so much in there. All right, thanks a lot. Have a good night. Enjoy the football game tomorrow.